back, everybody, to Naked News, episode 12. Another news episode this time. We have 6 good articles for you tonight that we found. And we will start with the water tractor beam. So, there is a person, well, everybody's always fantasized about tractor beams from all the sci-fi movies and stuff like that. Well, we are one step closer now to having an actual tractor beam. It just involves water and waves this time. In Australia, at one of the schools there, a group of scientists have developed a way to make a tractor beam out of water using waves. And they've made it so that they can push things away, pull things towards it, or even just have something sit in one spot. So it's pretty cool.
Pretty sweet.
It's pretty cool. There's a video on the website which we'll give you a link to, as well as some of the pictures we got here shown for you. But it's a neat idea, and they were saying that it could be developed into stuff like manipulating small boats on the water, or potentially cleaning up oil spills on the water and stuff like that if they develop it further. So actually kind of useful technology in the big picture.
Yeah, it's not in the terms of a tractor beam that I would think of, but definitely will work, in the terms that they're talking of.
Yeah, it's not your sci-fi tractor beam, but it's kind of a tractor beam.
Yeah, it does pull things closer, move them farther away.
Yeah, and all with waves. Waves which are not actually made of water, but energy. Little known fact.
Yes.
Yes.
I like the term that they coined, calling it man-made riptide.
Riptide
Because
is a dangerous thing.
riptide.
Riptide's
It is.
pretty cool though.
And I'm sure if you use these tractor beams on a larger scale and you overpowered it, yeah, it probably could be dangerous too.
Oh, I'm sure the navies of the world around everybody will eventually grab onto this and be like, yeah, that boat's mine now.
I almost wonder if they could use this as a propulsion tool as well.
Who knows? Could develop into quite a bit of stuff.
Interesting.
Interesting thought.
Hmm.
Hmm. So up next, we have a new form of wireless charging. Now, I'm sure most of you have seen those little charging pads you can get where like you'd set your phone on it and it would charge it. Well, now there is UBeam has made a thing where they're developing a thing where it will emit. What it does is it converts electricity into ultrasound, and then it emits that throughout the room. It's not powerful enough where it's at the wrong frequency where it won't go through walls, but it should be able to charge things in the room that you're in with it. So you want one for your bedroom and the living room. That's the way things are right now. There's some concerns with it too that it might affect dogs with their more sensitive hearing, see as it is ultrasound. And there's also the issue of it potentially overheating phones right now because of conductivity. Is that the right one?
I think so. My take on this, I don't care about dogs, so it doesn't bother me. And the other thing is, it's about time. So,
I like dogs. That's, dogs are, what the hell? Dogs are cool. Dogs are,
you can't use this apparently with them though.
well, they're not sure yet. And it's induction, not conductivity. It was induction is the right word I was looking for.
Induction. There you go.
So,
I like it. I like it. I think they should have this. I think this should already be in existence. I'm sure it already is in a military aspect somewhere.
um, maybe, maybe. It's gonna get there eventually. Like, phones probably someday aren't even gonna need batteries in them.
No, that'd be great.
Yeah, batteries,
Until
horrible
until the
things.
next solar flare.
Yeah. But yeah, batteries are kind of the bane of all electronics right now. You can't live with them, and you can't live without them. They die fast, but new batteries are coming out. Ways of charging is going to help too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sweet.
Yeah, so next article we have is this one's kind of funny. I saw this and I was just like, really? Really? This is still a thing? Apparently AOL still has 2.3 million customers for its dial-up service and just recorded a profit of 1 point was it 143 million dollars. So they have 2.3 million customers in North America still. And they say they charge about $20 a month for this dial-up service, a lot of which don't even know that they're still being charged and don't use it anymore, which is it's bad on their own part. But AOL is still there. What?
They are making an amazing comeback due to profits.
Well, they've paid off. Like there's no more paying off of their service and stuff, right? Like, there's very little money that actually goes into AOL technology or whatever you want to call it now. It's all pretty much profit.
Yep, their infrastructure is done.
And they're still losing. They're still losing a chunk of customers each month, but at the rate that they're losing customers and the amount they have, it was quoted at the math right now about 8 years until that last person's gone. So 8 more years of profit for nothing. That's I wish I owned that company right now.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Are you sure?
No. Sorry.
You have to
Woo!
make sure those glasses are on straight.
Yeah, hold on. There we go.
There we go.
Oh man.
So yeah, AOL still around. That's
Th-
crazy.
that that blows my mind. My mind, everything is coming out all over my walls.
If only the people knew. Now it's understandable because they were saying that a lot of the people that still have it are in like really rural areas that don't necessarily have cable or broadband, and so phone lines are like their only way of getting internet. But I
So
don't
wait, so they have air television, right? Over the air television
I'm just trying to
and
think of.
dial up internet.
I guess um, maybe they're on
Holy
satellite
shit.
TV, maybe,
No, 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 dude. You know what? These people are fucking stuck in a time warp.
or they're using the rabbit ears on the TV.
They're from the past and they never progressed.
It's a big past.
The big past, the
Because
1990s.
I remember throwing AOL CDs around like frisbees.
Oh man, you could get so many in the mail. It wasn't even funny. And you could use it. Bro, I was using them as coasters.
I
They
remember
were that many.
I remember the bank that I used growing up as a kid. They had a little stand where there was just stacks of AOL CDs to give out, or discs,
Yeah.
or when they
It
were on
was
floppy disks and stuff too.
CDs were so saturated by AOL that I think that helped sell CDs in general.
That might have driven that form of
Media. That
media
thanks to
technology.
we should you know what we should really take a moment and say thanks to AOL for pushing digital music in the direction that they did.
Thank you, AOL, for making so
Thank you
many shitty
AOL
CDs.
and little floppies too. Thank you.
Thank you, AOL.
Thank you.
Right. So, up next, we have the Google Cable. Why don't you explain this one to everybody?
Okay, so basically Google has announced that they are going to back a plan to build a trans-Pacific cable system called Faster in 2016 in the second quarter. Basically, what this is going to do is build a super duper high speed six fiber pair cable and optical lines from Japan to the US. And what it's going to do is it's going to bridge the fastest connection that Japan has to the US in order to increase our speeds here even faster than what is currently available. And when I mean faster, I mean 60 terabytes a second.
That's pretty fast.
That's hellaciously fast.
Not that the regular consumer would be able to use that, because then that would be watered down as it gets to the other end, right? To
Um,
spread it out.
well, yeah, based off of whatever company is selling it, I'm sure
Yeah.
they're not going to give you full blown
You
usage.
you at this one house, you get the full cable. It's the size of your front door.
Yes, you get the full blast. You know what? This is another example of why Google is slowly but surely, and I hate that phrase, taking over the world in a good way.
Yeah, well, it's just driving the competition anyways, or at least driving them away because they probably aren't going to be able to keep up with what Google's trying to do.
This is like a bitch slap backhand from Google to the cable companies,
Hey,
saying, "Oh, hey Comcast, bah! Oh,
well,
hey Time Warner, bah!"
well, why don't they bring that up in Canada and start messing with Telus and Shaw? That would be really
Uh,
nice.
you know what? I wish they would, but I don't think they have as much push in Canada for some reason.
It's bullshit. But you know what? Google did this with the Google Cardboard, the little virtual reality headset. I looked at it as the same way as like, oh, you want to make a virtual reality headset for hundreds and hundreds of dollars? Here's my pizza box. And funny side note, the new version of the VR headset that Facebook is making actually
Yes.
has a Samsung telephone as its screen. Literally, you open it up, and it's the front half of a Samsung phone with the Samsung faceplate on it. I saw a
Nice.
picture. I hope it was real because that made it pretty funny to me. But it's
That
also
is
a good thing.
funny.
Good thing too. But at the same time, you couldn't take off the Samsung name from the faceplate that nobody's gonna see anyways.
No, because then you knew somebody was going to open it up and take a picture and it's free publicity. Oh, you Samsungers.
Yeah, Google. But anyways, up next is Linux is helping make firearms.
So, I don't necessarily condone killing people or killing animals or killing in general or anything like that. So I don't want to hear anything from people whining about, oh, you Americans, you want to kill everything. You know what? That's totally true.
Well,
We
Linux
want to
does
kill
now.
everything.
Linux wants to
Yeah,
kill everything
Linux wants to kill everything and
now.
everyone and every animal and whatever else it can get locked on. There is a specially made weapon that is using a system from TrackPoint that can basically lock on. You mark your target, even if it's moving, can mark it, and as long as you can get that sucker right back into your sights, you don't have to be 100% accurate, but just sweep over it. It will automatically know to fire and hit your target.
Now, let me just clarify a little bit here. So it's a sight. The weapon isn't specifically specially made. It's an AR-15 that they're using in the demonstration. It's the sight is being calibrated for the weapon to react to the way it handles, but it's the sight that's doing the work. The sight is attached to different parts of the weapon to fire it, and it's zeroed with that weapon. So my thoughts on this for one person to have this is not very useful because that person has to aim at whatever their target is, then mark it, then look away, and then swing the rifle back over. That doesn't make sense. It's not a one person thing. The only way this would work in a military situation is you would have a bunch of people with a sight on their weapon, and you would have some spotter sitting a little further back marking these targets for these guys that are coming up to it. And then when the guy is coming up to it, they've got it linked somehow through wireless internet or some sort of wireless signal that that is a target that's already been marked and the weapon fires on it. So one weapon, no. Lots of weapons need to be connected to this thing for it to actually function for military stuff anyways.
Correct. For military use, I don't think it's very useful. For hunting uses, it's fucking badass.
Well, no, it could be very useful, but it needs to be put on a lot of different weapons or vehicles so that like I said before, it can't just be one person marking a target and then shooting that target. It's got to be somebody marking the target for a group of people coming up to where the target is.
Well, my thing is, let's say you're not a trained sniper at all. You get this weapon, you're instantly a sniper.
If somebody's marked that target for you.
No. If you're by yourself in the middle of the mountains, you have one of these sights, you have the gun, and you mark a target. You relocate to another spot, as long as your target is still marked and you can get crosshairs on it, it will shoot it. You hit it.
Mm, it could work like that too. But either way, it it's an interesting idea. I think it's a very expensive idea because
30 grand.
one site right now, yeah, 30 grand. Uh, Militaries would definitely invest in that. Hunting could be like you might have that really eccentric hunter who's got buttloads of money anyways. But
Yeah, they have a bolt action that's 20,000.
it is definitely just from the way the article looked and read so far. It's going for the military idea in my mind.
Yeah. Oh, and then you can possibly buy the site itself, the tracking point, for about 10,000.
Cool. Yeah, the thing looks pretty cool either way. It's probably heavy. I imagine that I would not want to carry it, but who knows? Maybe they've got space age metals in there and stuff.
Yeah, who knows? It could be 3D printed for all we know.
Maybe it is. It poops out bullets to fire at this thing.
Yeah, poops out bullets and eats up battery juice.
Anyways, our last article for the night is USB business cards.
Okay, so you have a business card and it tells like your company name. It tells a little bit about you and it's basically a hey, here's my advertisement for me and my company. Now they're coming out with a way to print USB cards or not really cards but drives onto the card and you fold the card and you can insert it into a computer. Then by inserting it into the computer, it can start like a website to launch, and then it takes you to a cloud-hosted site for storage. Now, how you can do this is you set up the card with your business, of course, and you can set up maybe a Dropbox or a who knows what account. Okay, let's just say XYZ account that your company hosts. Then basically, anytime they're using it, the storage that you gave them on this paper USB business card, you can track, how much they use it, how much stuff they're storing on it. It won't tell you what they're storing on it, but it will tell you when, where, all kinds of different demographics and new kinds of information that companies can use to market to you or sell you things of
I,
other kinds.
I think the idea is pretty neat. It can be used for more than just businesses stuff to well, businesses, but it can be used for advertising and things like that. Get a cool little business card that's given to you and it's got some special goodie on it or whatever. Things like that. And it's just a neat design too, the way it's a fold up USB stick that's kind of disposable.
Yeah, I could think of a ton of one-time uses for this, which would be awesome. Like you could do gift cards now, and have an Amazon card like this. You just plug it in, and boom, instantly opens up a page to Amazon. You just log in, and once you've logged in, it interacts with the card. Boom, you've got the credit.
But would that be more expensive than just getting like gift cards with a code on the back? Probably.
I don't know, but this is the ultimate lazy person's card.
Yeah. Here is more info than what a card could have.
Yes, and you don't need to type in a code. You just plug it in.
It's very neat. It'd be neat to see
I
what
like
people
it.
can do with this because I imagine they will only get bigger and stronger and faster and all that stuff.
Man, this would be great to market porn.
Hand them out in
You
strip
could just
clubs.
like Yeah, you could just hand them out at strip clubs and then have it instantly open to like your porn site, and then like have the code be good for like only 24 hours, and then you could just jack off for 24 hours and go back to the strip club, which would draw them back in again to get another free card,
Oh man.
right? And then they go
Hey,
back home, and the whole vicious circle starts over and over again.
new business idea for us.
Yes, naked tech
Yeah, yeah.
cards.
We don't
We're
even
gonna
need
call it.
we don't even need to think up a name. We've got the business idea right there and the name.
We've got it.
Done.
And it's
We're done.
copyrighted.
We're done
It's
with
fucking copyrighted.
we're done with YouTube. See you guys.
We're done.
Bye.